things. But it feels like the minor leagues relative to now.
I mean, I think you were one of the people who really brought hard tech to YC in a really grand way. And then one of the things we're seeing at YC now is that number was, maybe 5 or 10% for many years. And then now we're getting to 15, 20, 25%. I would argue on the back of how much easier it is to use agents and
Yeah,
cost coming down.
I think like ambitious startups are always awesome and hard tech startups are appealing to a lot of people, but they're hard or they've been hard. They still will be hard. But what you can do now to go take on a really ambitious project, like in the same way that you can make the startup that took us 3 months of nonstop work in 17 seconds, with 3 months of work and a lot of agents, you can do unbelievable things. So I think we will see a golden age of startups where people are like, you know what, I'm going to do things that would have been completely impossible for a startup to even like dream at a year ago in sort of like the YC timeframe.
I mean, that's actually a really big reframe. I mean, there are probably people even in this room who might be worried that, well, intelligence on tap means that, they might be looking at a Looped or my startup Posterous, and they're like, well, I can't start that company anymore. But guys, that was like a long time ago, actually.
Man, there's this whole meme going around, which is like, you have to join a frontier lab or you're going to be a member of the permanent underclass because it's so dumb. Um, because there's going to be like, startups are over and there's like no economic value. I That's not true. I mean, if that were true, the world is like totally fucked and it's a very bad place. But it's I I would bet that the average startups created today will be like I bet there's some future trillionaire sitting in this room. And I would bet that the startups created today will be much more valuable, much more impactful than startups of the past. And I kind of think people see that a little bit more now. I mean, there was this period where like, is AI just going to break the whole economy? And I think people are like mostly over this sort of shock response of that. But there was like, yeah, definitely a time I would, come every YC batch and I'll be interested to see how the kind of like level of anxiety versus ambition was trending. And it felt like it went through this like big trough where people were like,